There's been a big trade that was just announced between the LA Kings and the Ottawa Senators. We've got all the details, and that's coming up next. Welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. We review and discuss all 31 NHL teams. So if you're a huge hockey fan, consider subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. So Ottawa Senators General Manager Pierre Dorion has gone to work here after getting his recent extension that owner Eugene Melnyk gave him for the next 3 years. And he's made a fairly bold move here, trading veteran defenseman Dion Phaneuf along with center Nate Thompson to the Los Angeles Kings in return for winger Marion Gaborik and center Nick Shore. It's been speculated that the LA Kings have had their eye on Phaneuf for a while. We've talked about it in a couple other trade videos in this channel in the last week or two, and sure enough, it's actually come to fruition here. Dion Phaneuf was pulled mid-game after only playing 4 shifts in the second period. He was notably absent from the bench while I was watching the game between Ottawa and Pittsburgh, and it was kind of speculated that maybe he was injured. Then it was later revealed that he was actually pulled because a trade was going down with the LA Kings. Once the Kings and Carolina Hurricanes game came to an end, it was fully announced. The trade call is actually pretty much underway here now, so the trade's not even 100% official, but will be here momentarily. And now we have the full details that it was Phaneuf along with Ottawa Senator Nate Thompson going to the Kings for Gaborik and Nick Shore. Obviously, I kind of figured here that there would be another contract coming back that wouldn't be fantastic. So obviously, Gaborik has 3 more years at $4.875 million, whereas Dion Phaneuf makes a little over $7 million. Now, the Senators did have to retain 25% of Dion's salary here to facilitate this trade. So in the next 3 years, they're going to pull ahead approximately $1.1 million ahead when it comes to dollars going out. So in this situation, obviously, they get to move out Phaneuf. They get to make their defense a little bit younger, a little bit more mobile. They get a player in Gaborik who is, yes, he has a lot of skill, but he is getting up there in years as well, and he's had a hard time staying healthy. So hard to say how that's going to work out, but I think the moral of the story here is that they got the Dion Phaneuf contract off the books, which saves them money. Even though they're taking on Gaborik's contract, they still come out ahead dollars-wise. They can move their younger defensemen into bigger roles in the team. Obviously, they just signed Ben Harper to an extension just in the last day or so here. They've got Freddie Claesson on the back end, Borieski, Weidman, Shabbat. They've got a lot of young defensemen who can play in this league, and it's just going to give them not much more opportunity. Obviously, moving Dion's contract here as well also saves them money, and they need to save everybody they can if they have any hope of re-signing superstar Erik Karlsson, who they can start negotiating his extension with as early as this summer on July the 1st. Now coming back, as I mentioned, Gaborik obviously has a knack for goal scoring, but he hasn't played more than 60 games a year for the past 3 years. So far this year, I believe he's played 28 games and he has 14 points, so not too bad, I guess. But really, at the end of the day here, they're getting back another young forward in Nick Shore, who's can replace Nate Thompson in the 4th-line center role. Thompson's been out injured lately anyway. He's going to be an RFA here coming up soon as well, and he's only making, I believe it was $925,000 is what the salary for Nick Shore is currently. So overall, I think the Senators come ahead here. I think if anytime you can move a contract like that, you go ahead. They did have to retain some salary, which is a bit out of their nature. However, I think this deal works. It kind of gives the LA Kings some depth on defense that can slot him into a different situation, different role, so he can be better utilized. It gets Ottawa freed up for cap space. Yes, they have to take Gaborik back. You know, maybe they'll consider a Gaborik buyout if things don't work well. I mean, at the end of the day here, they can save some money, which is good. They get a young asset back, and they need to save all the pennies they can to sign Karlsson, and they also have Mark Stone coming up as an RFA this summer as well. So Sens fans, let me know your thoughts on this trade. I know it's kind of a big one. It's kind of weird to see it go down in-game, but it happened earlier this year when they picked up Matt Duchene as well. So it seems to be a little bit of a trend with the Senators this year. So leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think of this deal. As the first domino to fall here as we approach the trade deadline. I'm sure there's going to be many more to come, especially with the Ottawa group and all the changes that are speculated to go down with that roster. Don't forget as well to follow us on Twitter. You're going to see our Twitter handle on the screen right here. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, and all those links are in the description down below. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time.